My name is Uyoyou Adia. I'm a filmmaker, a writer, and a director. Uyoyou, so Uyoyou means love. I'm from Delta State, so the full name is Uyoyou Ogene. My childhood, okay. I grew up in Warri, Delta State. Family of 4. I'm the only girl. I schooled, so the minute, like, after my primary school in Warri, my parents shipped me to Ondo State to do my secondary school. I went to Federal Government College Idoani, Ondo State. I did my secondary school there. And then from there, I don't think I went back to the south to school at all. From there, I went to UNAB, now FUNAB. I did pedigree there for 1 year. And then I got admission into Osun State University. Growing up was fun. I've always been a Nollywood fan. I didn't think that I was going to, be in the industry, but I've always been a Nollywood fan. Like, every time I was at home, I was the one going to rent the video cassettes from the video store. And my favorites were any film that you had Genevieve or Motola, Stephanie Okereke, and Stella Damasos. Those were my films. So yeah, it was cool. And I always thought about how they shot these films. Like, I always wondered, were they shooting scene by scene, or like it was always something I was curious about, Then I was in drama unit in church at the point until I backslided. I didn't backslide. That's just a joke. Yeah, even when I was in secondary school, I was in the drama, the drama club. What else? I like to play football. I always wanted to be a footballer. My mom did not like that because, I'm her only girl. But me and my dad were really pushing for it. But see, now maybe if I be footballer now, I don't get better money. But here we are in Nollywood, trying to make money. So, but yeah, childhood was fun. Like I said, my family is a film, movie oriented. Like, we love it, not just Nollywood. Some of my best films back in the days, Ben-Hur, 10 Commandments. I really like those 2 films. Sound of Music, Coming to America. And then Nollywood. I think the first Nollywood film I ever watched in my life was Onome. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first film I have good memory of that I watched. Onome. Olu Jacobs was in the film, and Uche. I can't remember, but yeah. So yeah, that's a bit of me. So I came to Lagos to do my IT. I think in 2013, I can't remember, but I think so. And I was working at a lab. I was working at NASMO, Nigerian Army Drug Manufacturing Company, at Bonny Camp. And I was leaving the house every day because we resumed by 7 a.m. And I did that for, was it 6 months or so? And I'm like, this can't be my life. Like, there is no way I'm going to do it in 9 to 5. No way. So the plan, like I said, was to be a footballer. But since that didn't work, I was like, the best place that I feel like I can have freedom of my time was in the entertainment industry, right? I didn't know what I wanted to do in the entertainment industry at the time. Like, I think I even tried modeling at some point. Like, I was just looking for something that would not make me do a job for 9 to 5, And then I was in school, and a friend of my brother's friend wrote a script, and he said he wanted me to be part of the production, to act in it. I'm like, okay. And she sent me the script. It was the period where they were having the Child Not Bride campaign. And that was actually where I met Tomiwa Tigbe for the first time. His brother was the writer and director of that film. Toba Tigbe, yes. And then I got on board, and that was my first introduction to filmmaking. Yeah. That was my first introduction to filmmaking. I did that short film as the lead actor, and in my head I was like, okay, I'm going to be an actor. This is the field I'm going to, you know, come into. And yeah, it really started from there. So after that film, we did a couple of more films, short films, and I started going for auditions, coming for auditions in Lagos. And every time I came for an audition, I saw the number of people that came for audition, and I'm like, is this really the life you want to lead? You know, like I had a conversation with myself. And then myself, Peter, and Akpos, we did a short film on a smartphone. We shot a film on a smartphone. I think that was in 2017. And then we just did it for fun, you know. Like I was getting more curious and stuff like that. At that time, I had already started writing, but I had not taken it serious. A friend of mine told me that I should write, I should just try, you know. And then I researched on how to write and all of that. And then I started training myself on how to write and how to bring stories together. I read a lot of scripts and stuff. Then in 2017, the call for home video, you know, entries, the writing workshop, it was announced, and then I applied for it. And I told myself that if I got into that workshop, then this is where I am supposed to be. Like, I had like a thing with God. And that was also the first year. That was the year I interned with Tope for the first time. So that was, aside doing films with my friends, the Dear Mommy B set, produced by Remy and directed by Remy Binola and directed by Tope was the first Nollywood set I literally, you know, went on as an intern. So that same year, I got into home video as a writer. And that was when I met Mr. Chris Ode. And then I showed him the film we had done on the phone. He was a bit impressed and stuff like that. And then he said he had a project to do in Abuja, that if I was interested, I should come on board. I said, okay, no problem. I went to Abuja, and then that was his set. It was an Hausa series that we shot. That was the first set I became an AD. And from there, like being an AD, I'm just like, why do I want to be in front of the camera? Why? Like, it was fascinating the things that happened behind the camera. It was fascinating how production was being planned. Like, I think a lot of things about filmmaking changed in my head that year, because there is a lot of work done behind the camera that you think everything is in front of the camera. Everything is like, the work behind the camera. And it's sweet. I enjoyed it. I liked planning. I liked calling the actors. I liked giving everybody their time. I liked making sure that things were moving. It was just something that, you know, I enjoyed it. I cried on that set, Sha. The stress, I wanted to die. But I mean, I survived, and then from there, I was like, yeah, I'm not. But I think I had done Ghana Street League as an actor, directed by Amasamis, before this move happened. I think so, yeah. Okay, so for writing, I think about the story, right? I don't know if there are rules to these things, but this is just how I think about stories. Something can happen to me right now. Just one thing can happen to me right now. And I think about the fact that, oh, this is a good idea. But the truth of the matter is, every good idea, it should not be a script. It should not be a story, right? So I think about what I can make a story out of. Can I make a story out of my shoe? Does it have a beginning, middle, and an end? Is it sellable? If I gist my friends about the story idea, are they going to be excited? And that's one thing. That's one thing I think about when I think about stories or when I want to write a script. Also, am I doing it for fun or just or I'm trying to send a message across? Which is why there are some films. One of my first short films, hashtag the fourth side. When I wrote that, you know, script. I think I wanted to be a feature, but it wasn't working as a feature. I had already passed my message as fast as possible when I wrote it, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a short film. So I feel like it's really important to know your stories and know what story is worth telling. Not every story is worth telling. That's my thought process for writing. And then another thing I think about is is there any other film I can reference with my story? So referencing stories is not a bad thing. I don't think personally it's not a bad thing. It's just to give you an assurance that if somebody has told this story, you can tell your own in a different way, but you can still tell your story. And then if it's something that nobody has told before, you have to think about the pros and the cons and then weigh it before you go into it. For casting, casting is hard. I think I don't write with characters in my mind or with actors in my mind, except you are hiring me to say write with this person in mind. Then I have to watch films that person has done and know how to characterize them and stuff. But I don't write with actors in my mind. When I'm done with the script, I think of, first of all, who first suits the character, whether you're a good actor or not. First, who suits the character? Looks, when we give you the costume, without saying a word, are you going to leave that character without talking? Then I think about how good of an actor this person is. Half the time, I don't do numbers because I'm not a producer, right? The producers are the ones that worry about numbers because of marketing and all of that. But I'm beginning to realize why that is important, because, like I said, or I have said before, film business is not charity. It's not. That's why it's called what is showbiz. We cannot neglect the business part of it, especially if you know what you want to use your film for. So if you are doing commercials, if you are doing a commercial film, then you need to know that you need numbers. Whether it's one person or two people, or you need to know that you need numbers. But it's also important to ask yourself, as much as I need numbers, if I'm going to cast this person, are they going to fit the role? That's basically it for me for casting. You have to fit. I don't use sentiment to cast. If you know fit them, you know fit them. There's no need. Let's not push it. Another one will come for you that will fit it, that you will fit in. But if you know fit them, no fight. Make person when fit them come do them. And then for directing, there is actually no. I don't think there is a way you will be a director without being a casting director. Especially when you are an indie filmmaker, because you literally. So when you're a writer and a director, it's hard because it's sort of personal to you. When you write a script and you're the one directing that script, you already have a clear vision of what you want. You have a clear vision of what you want your actors to be, or what you want your actors to do. So there is no way you'll be a director that you will not be a casting director. I don't know how that works. Sometimes you might get an outside casting director just to see if your visions align, right? And if they don't, everybody has to prove their case on why this person should be the character and why. For directing is a whole different ballgame. I feel like it's one of the easiest things to do in film, but it's also one of the hardest things to do in film, because you have to literally be knowledgeable about almost everything. Not almost everything. About everything. About every department. About your equipment. About your color palette. About everything. And you are basically the leader of the group, right? So everybody is looking up to you to make decisions. But I've also found out that directing is a facade sometimes for you to feel like you're the boss. You're really not the boss when you're directing, in my opinion. Especially if you're a higher director. You're not the boss. So until you're using your money to do your film, and you can be the boss of everything. But if you're a higher director, you're really not the boss. You're really just there to guide everybody on what you want your vision to be, right? And your vision has to align with the producer's vision. You cannot throw it away. There's no way you can throw it away, right? So yeah, so for me, directing is hard. You have to live everybody's life. You have to be every character. You have to understand the motive for every character. You have to, is the reason why people say, if he's, I don't want to use that word. Well, let me try. If he is Idwan, it's hard to have 5 people on set and know the difference between the 5 characters and tell the 5 people that this is not what you're supposed to be doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing. It means that you as one person are all the characters. You are the DP, you are the gaffer, you are the sound guy, you are the costumier, you are the makeup artist, as one person. Imagine the stress that this department go through, and imagine all of them being just you. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to do. So it's not for fun. It's not to be on set and call action. That's not what directing. Directing is actually knowing what you want and then knowing the emotions to bring out from your actor that you know that the audience would understand and expect. So you're not just directing your people, you're also telling a story that is relatable to the audience. It's who you see in front that gets the glory of, you know, the work of everything, which is very, very, very valid. But I feel like if we behind the scenes start celebrating our work, start putting out our work, then people will understand that this thing is not easy. So I got a message one day from Mr. Nee. He sent me a message that I should come to the office, that he wanted me to write something for him. I said, okay. The minute I got the message, my heart done the beat. Ah, Mr. Nee, God. Because I haven't worked with him before. That was my first time. I think that was in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. I went to the office and Vicky was there, Abosi and Aking. They already had a story. So they gave me a summary of the story. And apparently AK had also already written the outline for the story. And then they told me about the cast that they had in mind and all of that. So I was not there when the story was bettered. They literally came up with the story, talked about how they wanted the story to be. And then, according to Mr. Nee, he said he wanted a female writer and director for it, that they needed a female voice for it. And you know, and when I got there, he told me that if I wrote the script and he liked it, then I was going to direct it. And I'm like, okay, pressure number 2, let's go. And with the outline AK already had, he sent it to me. We restructured the outline, added a few things, and then I started writing. When I was done writing that script, I think I held onto it for like 3 or 4 extra days before I sent it in, because I had a fear. Once Mr. Nee read my script, that's it. It's either it's good or it's bad. And I took it so personal that I could not afford for it to be good, but then, I mean, to be bad, but then I will not know until he reads it and he tells me. Do you understand? So it was a lot going through my head, and then I finally sent it in, and then I got the message. Oh. That's probably one of the happiest days of my life in my career, because he really liked the script. Vicky too, like everybody really liked the script, and then they were like, okay, this is a very good first draft, and then we started working on doing the second draft and stuff. So yeah, that was how Uyoyou was better. No, actually, when I had the idea, right? When I even started writing, I could not wait to shoot that film because it was different, right? Like, I don't know that I have seen a steamy story like that before. When I mean seen, not like read the script, like I don't know if I've watched it. It was different. It was a challenge to me because I kind of knew that if we did it well, it was going to cause a lot of conversations. And that's one of the things I like about filmmaking. Making your story or your film, generate conversations. And I was not afraid though. I was not scared at all though. That career can't die from Hey You. It was hard. I won't lie. I think for the longest time we didn't know who our lead male was going to be. For the longest time. We had set our mind on someone, but it didn't work out with that person. We had auditions actually for that role, and then from the audition we picked someone. We had set our mind on that person, but it didn't work out with the person. And then Timini's name came up. Like, okay, all right, cool. And also we also had our lead female cast, someone different, for the longest time. And then Timini's name came up. And I'm like, okay, it can work. But we really need to make him different. Because on a normal day, Timini is the lover boy of, he's the bad boy teen in films. Like, but that was not, this character was the exact opposite. And then when we settled on Timini, we're like, okay, let's do like a chemistry test with the lead female and Timini. And then we did it, and we're like, okay. Then Vicky sent me a message one morning, and she's like, what's up? What do you think about Ife? I'm like, Ife. I'm like, if you want her to come, read with Timini, that's fine. Like, I'm open to it. I'm not close to it. Ife came, read with Timini, and it was beautiful. Now, this is not to say that the person he had in mind was not good. That person is a very fantastic actress. But chemistry-wise, it was a no-brainer. Like, first of all, like I always say, casting is 50% of directing already. If you have the right cast, your directing problems have been solved to a very large extent. And it was really beautiful to see both of them. Like, it was really natural. It was very easy. It was very easy, and it was very easy on the eyes also. So that was when we're like, okay, Timini, Ife, yeah, these are our guys for this film. We were excited. We were all excited. Like, I think every crew member had the scene that they were waiting for us to shoot. Every crew member were like, when is this thing happening? When, like, it was really exciting. And another thing, that there was something Mr. Nii told me. He told me, how are you going to put your name, your stamp on this film, and that we know that it's an Uyoyou Adia film, right? And I read the script again, and I'm like, how can I make this film different visually? Like, what can be this extra thing that we would do that will make, And then I came up with an idea, and I called Ife, and I told her the idea. And then she was like, she had to read the script again, and then she realized, again, film don't talk, because it was something that, again, visually, I don't think I have seen before, right? I probably have seen it in a Hollywood film, but for Nollywood, I have not seen it. So it was challenging, and it's that kind of thing that if you do not get right, they go cost you, hey, hopefully we got it right. I mean, I'm proud I got it right, I guess. But yeah, it was exciting. Like, everybody wanted, even the actors were eager for some scenes, like how is this thing going to play out. So like the teaser we released, right, a lot of the actors that, of course, is not Timini and Ife, a lot of the actors in the film did not know that we shot that. So when they saw the teaser, it was also a shock to them that, wait, waiting they happen here. Like, in my mind, I'm like, but when I read the script now, they're like, yes, but it's a bit. I'm like, yes, you have not seen anything yet. We're coming for you. So, like I said, from the auditions with Timini and Ife, it was, the chemistry was already there, right? For his masturbation scene, I think half the time we had to be chasing a lot of crew out of the room so that it's his privacy also, you know. And then another thing we did was, even when we were auditioning for the characters, Mr. Nis went straight up and told them, can you do this, can you do this, can you do this, because these characters need, it's not because we just want to do them, they need to do them, right? So is it something that you're comfortable with? And we had to assure them that we're going to clear the room, of course. So it's not like we were violating their privacy on set. It's when people are watching it that... But yes, it was. And I tell you for a fact, like, these are the kind of actors you want to work with, because they were willing to give their all. They were like, director, is that okay? I can do it again. Oh. Do you want me to bring it out? I can do it again. Oh. You know, you have Ife in the scene of the teaser. You know, you have scenes where she's like, director, I think we should do one more. Is that fine? I think we should. Or I can do this like this, or I can, you know. And then it's also a collaborative process. I don't know everything. As actors, they have also formed these characters in their heads, so they also know how they would like to play their characters. So I'm gonna bring all the suggestions to the table, whichever works for us. At the end of the day, it's our film, not be my film, our film. So yeah. I would say the most challenging scene I had a lot of challenging scenes as well. But the most challenging scene for me, I would say, was the last scene of the film. And that was also the last day of shoot. That was also the last scene we shot. It was challenging for me because we didn't have time. We didn't have time at all. The location, we didn't have time to stay in the location. We had one shot to take. When I mean one shot, we had one opportunity to take a particular shot, and if we missed it, we missed it. There was no going back. Like, continuity was not going to help in any way, you know. So it was really challenging, because the decisions that we made that day. Watching the film now, I'm shocked it came out the way it came out, because I'm like, that day, I think Vicky probably called my name more than 300 times that day, because it was always, time, like, we need to go, they want to off the narrator. We also need to get the performance from the actor. We also need to set up. Like, it was hard though, I can't even lie. So when we wrapped, my body calmed down. You know, that's like the most challenging thing for me in the entire film. Yes, and yes. So I feel like when you have a story, right, and you are not just removing clothes for removing sake, there is a motivation for it, and the actors understand the motivation for it. I feel like the conversation is you're going to have an easier conversation with them. You also need to gain their trust, that you know what you are doing to make them look good, because you don't want to make them look like idiots. So like I said, the actors need to know why. Don't just take off shirts for taking off shirts' sake, right? They need to know why. What's the motivation behind it? Does it help the story in any way? How does it help the story? How does it help my character arc? Does it help their character arc move from one point to another? And then as the filmmaker, how comfortable can you make the actors? How can you gain their trust for them to say, we are being vulnerable with our body on set? That means they trust you enough to shoot something good. Because most times, when it comes out and it doesn't look good, you first curse the actor first before you curse the director. Half the time. because those are the people that you're watching first, right? So they are really, really particular about how they look, and I don't think that's a bad thing. So we as filmmakers, we need to take it upon ourselves to at least know what we are doing and how to do it and how to make them comfortable enough to trust us. Which director inspires? Mr. Nee inspires me. So I keep saying, for anybody that cares to listen, The Setup is one of the best films to watch as an audience. And then if you're a filmmaker and you want to go into directing, that's like a directing film school right there for anybody that wants to direct, honestly. So I like his thought process. I like the way he directs his actors. I like the way he directs the camera. Another of my favorites recently is Ramsey Noah. I got to work with him on Rattlesnake and I saw how he directed. I don't even know that we have seen the best of his directing abilities yet. Our fans, yeah. So I mean, it feels good. It feels I mean, Uyoyou has been coming since 2020, right? So it feels good that, you know, you all are going to finally get to watch it July 29th. I'm excited. I'm scared. I don't even know how I feel. Let me be very honest. My emotions are all over the place. The day the teaser dropped, I had people sending me, what is going on? Is this where our career is heading? Some people were telling me they could not even like my teaser because they don't want their wife to catch them liking teaser. Do you understand? I'm excited, but the teaser gave me hope, right? That a lot of people are curious to know what this story is about. A lot of people are curious to see what Uyoyou is about, right? And that is a win for me. I mean, that's the idea of a teaser, to tease you, right? So you can be curious about the story. So yes, I'm very excited. The teaser is just a little tiny part of the entire film. You guys should look forward to it. It's going to be, first of all, Uyoyou is like the most beautiful film I've ever seen. I am beyond proud. I'm beyond proud of the film, the crew, the cinematographer. Barnabas did a madness. Bunny blockbuster. People are not ready. He did him. Everybody brought their A game. Everybody. I tell you, like, it was a personal film to people, to everybody, from the makeup artist Karina to Valerie the costumer. Like, everybody. Like, it's something that we will all be proud of. And the actors, you guys should just, July 29 is not far. I mean, this is June, I mean, yes, it's not far. It's coming. So, I don't think I have a lot to say because I have not made a film that I would carry to a distributor and say, I want you to distribute my film. But one thing I know for sure is we are improving. We have more. I don't know if it's because we have social media now, but we have more conversations about Nollywood now than we used to have, right? Which is a good thing. We have. I didn't know that there would be a day where I was shocked when what's the name of AY's film? The first one that he did, 30 Days in Atlanta, when it was the highest grossing film at that time. I didn't think that we'll have another film beat that, and another film beat that. And I mean, it's growing every year, right? And we can only keep trying to get better. And I feel like I personally give kudos to producers that are putting their money in film, because this business is hard. Some people don't get their money back. And it's not because they did not market well, or they did not give it to a good dish. No, like, there are some things that just happen that might not fall in your favor, and that's very heartbreaking. It's not something that you can foresee, but they always keep putting their money back into filmmaking and giving us jobs. So I feel like the industry is moving. We are getting more attention from all around the world, and it can only get better from here, honestly. In terms of distribution and marketing, until I carry my film to a distribution company, I don't have anything to say about it. But for marketing, from my own end, I do the little I can when I direct a film. I do the little I can to push the film to the audience that I have, you know. It's not everybody that is following me that is following the producer or that is following the actors, and so the little I can do, the little meet and greet I can do, the little giveaway I can do, you know, I try to do all of that so that the film can, you know, make something in the box office. So yeah. So I will talk about mine personally. All right. So when we were doing Uyoyou, when we started filming Uyoyou, marketing was one of the major discussions we had, right, with Mr. Nee. It was we need to sell the film, right? So we need content to sell the film. So like every content that you see out for Uyoyou is very deliberate. It's not an afterthought after the film has been made. We had a conversation with the social media team, with their BTS team and everybody, to say this is the angle we are going to go. This is what we are selling that will drive people to watch the film, right? So I feel like that's for Uyoyou personally. When I want to do my own film, or when I'm doing my own film, I probably will have a different, you know, strategy to market the film. Every filmmaker has different strategies, but one that I know for sure is you need eyes, you know, to see what you are doing, to see what you are up to, right? So it's left for you as a producer to say, okay, I want to talk to Nollywood before I film, or I want to invite Nollywood to come on my set to have their BTS so that they can talk about the film, or I want to stay mute till the film is ready, or, you know, everybody get their own when they do them. And my own business. Here you must say market. You must say market. Alright, so Nollywood don't they disturb me since for interview, right? And it be like say I did dodge them one time like that. And by the end of the day, I really know what I'm saying. I mean, it's a win-win for both of us, right? So I literally decided. No, I met. What was it? You I met? It was you I met. Yes, it was. He ambushed me also, and I apologized small, you know. And in my mind, I'm like, I need to do this. I have to do this. I mean, if not for my film, at least for the industry. I mean, we do film, make people know about the film when they do it. So shout out to Nollywood for pursuing me and arresting me to do this interview. I really appreciate it. I had fun. I'm having fun. You guys, I beg, Muna they give Nollywood a chance. Muna they reply their messages so that they do interview of our work, so that our work go day out there. You know, it's all for the industry. It's all for the love for the industry. So yeah, shout out to Nollywood. July 29th, Uyoyou hit cinemas July 29th. Now, let me tell you something exclusive. You not yet from me. Before that date, right? Before the premiere of Uyoyou, we are going to have some challenges, right? And I promise you, if your challenge sweet, like if it spark fire, you might just, you know, follow me or follow any of the cast or any of the producers to the premiere of Uyoyou. So you'll be the first person to watch it before it hits cinema July 29th. But if you don't win out, July 29th, Uyoyou drops. You can still go watch it, cinemas all around. So look forward.